Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sarah Julian, and I am the Communications Director with the Oklahoma Public School Resource Center. And today we are talking with Carl Bradford, who is a classroom design specialist for MityBilt products. This company has been manufacturing educational furniture in Canada for over 25 years, and they've recently made their entrance into Oklahoma, and we're so excited to have them be in our state and showing our schools what they can do with this ergodynamic classroom furniture. So let me give you a little bit of background information before I hand it over to Carl about MityBilt. For over 25 years, MityBilt has specialized in thoughtfully designing and furnishing flexible classrooms that empower all students to learn in the style that is best for them, all in the same classroom, all at the same time. MityBilt specializes in providing flexible classroom furniture solutions for dynamic teaching and learning that supports a diversity of activities all at the same time in the same classroom. Teacher instruction, collaborative teamwork, and individual study tasks. Their approach is informed by the belief that it's not just about how classrooms are furnished, but it's also very much about how they are designed, how flexible they are, and how they can support collaboration as well as individual focused work, all in the same classroom at the same time. Why? To help every student in every classroom realize their potential. So without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Mr. Carl Bradford and let him tell you about this amazing furniture that we're really, really excited about. Carl?
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity to be connecting with everyone at OPSRC. This is a wonderful experience for us, and we are very pleased to be sharing our knowledge further with a wider audience into Oklahoma. So what I'll run over briefly first is how MityBilt can help you, tell you our approach to the design of a classroom and how it can impact and empower the students as well as simplifying for the teachers. So I'm just going to switch onto a slide here. So since the requirements of the school classroom are changing more rapidly than ever before, MityBilt's response to this design and furnishing approach that is solidly based on research that recommends flexible classrooms for dynamic teaching and learning that leads to accelerated student performance and results. Now, as Sarah mentioned earlier, we have been manufacturing this furniture in Canada for over 25 years. Obviously, the research is very extensive and covering all of North America. The MityBilt planning and design process has a fundamental background, with a lot of it stemming from other parts of the world, because we understand now with better connectivity and the way that the curricula is moving, everyone coming together closer, the world is essentially feeling to become smaller. The design and the design process and the planning just begins very simply with a conversation between us and your people, your teachers, your administrators, so we understand how your teachers work with the students in each classroom and what your overall goal is for the organization. This enables us to custom design each and every individual classroom, because we understand that the learning style from one classroom to the next can be so vastly different. Whether this is to do with the subjects, the age of the students, the diversity of culture, there's a number of different areas that can impact the learning within every classroom. Now, ultimately, there is 4 different learning styles found within any classroom. These 4 learning styles is we have the lecture-based, so that's what we know as the traditional classroom, the teacher at the front, all the students behind in rows. Now, this particular style of traditional teaching is what is predominating the classroom environments of today. Now, unfortunately, what that does mean is we are not catering to the learning style of every individual student in the classroom. Because, as we mentioned, there's 4 different learning styles, which the other three is the seminar learning style. There's the collaboration, which is peer-to-peer, which is becoming more and more powerful within every class and subject. And then we have the group learning and presentation. Now, the students sitting in rows in this traditional manner unfortunately means that there could be up to 75% of the classroom's potential is not being realized. So for us to help work you through that process, which we understand is a large transition, so we're here every step of the way to give you the support and give you the expert knowledge so that we can help set out your classroom to bring out the potential of every student. We can provide you with complementary renderings of proposed classroom furniture layouts. We work with you to visualize and design and plan the best overall furniture configurations for each classroom, one classroom at a time. Now, as I said, MityBilt products being located right centrally in North America does mean that we have an excellent grasp on all areas of North America, so we are able to understand the different learning methodologies right across, as well as being central for distribution, which means we can very easily connect with you. So within the 21st century learning environment, these four main learning methods, I'm going to show you some graphics that are just going to help visualize what the MityBilt approach is to incorporating four learning styles into one classroom set of furniture. Starting with our first image, this is what we call the lecture style of learning. The students are sitting in either twos or independently, all facing towards the front of the classroom to the teacher. This is what we would commonly see in the classrooms of today. Moving on to this seminar style, this is the exact same furnishings used in the previous scene, but just reconfigured to create a new learning style. Now, what we are bearing in mind here is the mobility, the weight, the size of the furnishings. There's a lot that goes into the thought process that we put into every package, because we understand you can't afford downtime within a classroom. We have to keep it to a minimum. So moving on to the collaboration or the peer-to-peer learning, again, you can see we've just reconfigured that same set of classroom furnishings. We've used some of the storage options to kind of create a barrier within the room to split it up for multiple different tasks. Now, peer-to-peer learning is gaining a lot of strength. We've had a lot of interesting stories coming from our client base where students learn peer-to-peer. Their learning and concentration is a lot higher than if they are set in the traditional lecture method, listening to a teacher, simply because students learn very well from peers of their own age or who in their eyes is a hero or a mentor. We're not diminishing or putting down any achievement or efforts of the teacher as imperative and important and as well taught as they are. Just the natural instinct of a child to learn from someone their age or a few years older runs very strong. Then for the last learning style, the group learning and presentation. So you can see we have nested some of the flip top tables to the back of the classroom to free up more space. We've brought all the collaborative tables together to form one big group learning environment. So reconfiguring furniture is obviously the ultimate way that we are moving forwards. The second thing that we take into consideration is a variety of heights. Now, students having the ability to stand and learn as well as sit and learn obviously has a great impact on their learning, because some students, we've got problems with their physical attributes, with their back, etc., and they require to stand to engage themselves for an increased period of time. Obviously, we want to promote collaboration with other students, the peer-to-peer learning, the sit-to-stand, and also we want to have mobility and movement within our furnishings to help get away from the fidgeting that some students may struggle with. So this is creating an atmosphere of educational excellence. Now, this transition can seem overwhelming, but again, like I said, that is why we are here to put together simple graphic explanations and visuals and 3D renderings to help walk you through every step and get a full feeling for the room before any commitment is made to the furniture package. So we'll educate you on why the 21st century is imperative in this day and age. Because if we step back and we look at technology as an example, think of the phone that we use, the car that we drive, or the drone that we fly. Everything is moving so fast around us. But unfortunately, we have left the students in an environment that is much the same as it was almost 100 years ago. Now, it only takes a few small changes to be able to begin the first steps into the 21st century classroom. Doesn't necessarily mean a total classroom overhaul. It could just be implementing a few pieces at a time to continue to expand the learning dimensions within the classroom. I'm going to show you a few more slides showing what we would also refer to as the classroom studio. The studio taking over from the word classroom, just simply meaning that there is more output within one given room because of the diversity of the learning environment. So as this studio I'm going to show you, it includes a presentation area, a breakout area, quiet study, media center, focused learning, and collaboration. So here we go, view setup number 1. Reconfigured into position number 2. Again, the identical package of furniture just being adjusted around the room with varying heights and configurations so that we can incorporate every single different learning style. Now I'm just going to highlight where we see each of those different areas within that room. You can see the 6 different colors on the floor just to highlight the different zones that we have within the studio. Like I say, the focused learning or the lecture learning, which is in the yellow area, is the most typical found in the classrooms of today. The other 5 areas is the new branches of the classroom or the studio that we are emphasizing and working with to incorporate into every classroom. Makerspace or STEM is another big part of today's environment, especially now with the way that everyone is working on the learning, the hands-on approach with technology, with robotics, everything around us. So we have now developed a very durable, heavy-duty range of tables to accommodate all these different makerspace activities. Now that's including chemical resistance, we've got solid wood surfaces for heavy impact, we've got robotic tables, we've got storage solutions. The list goes on. I'm going to show you a slide just to demonstrate a makerspace or a STEM classroom of today. This particular one is aimed for a high school. Obviously, we can tailor this right down to the younger grades or the kindergarten. Thank you for your attention as we've worked through a few of those graphics to get an understanding of what the 21st century classroom or studio looks like. Now, MityBilt has proudly partnered with a furniture supply company called L&M Office Furniture in Oklahoma City. They are a leading edge company that have been in business for over 60 years, and your point of contact at L&M is a gentleman called Jeff Chrisman. Now, Jeff is very experienced with over 30 years in the furniture world, and he works extensively with us here at MityBilt. The full service approach that we will bring to you and that Jeff will work very closely with you on any project means that he will be with you all of the way, right through to installation and then beyond by providing after-sales support, sitting down with the teachers and administrators, helping them understand how reconfigurations can bring out the full potential of their classroom. And we are very passionate about the education of our students. Although they make up approximately 25% of the population, we have to remember they are 100% of our future. So it's imperative we give every student every advantage to move forward in what is the best and most comfortable learning method for them. One student may prefer to sit and have a one-on-one with the teacher. Another student may prefer to be part of a group and be a leader, and that is how they bring themselves forwards when they develop their skills. So thank you very much for your time. We look forward to working with you to help every student in every classroom realize their full potential. We'll work with you every classroom on an individual basis. Now, the requirements that we need from you is very simple and very minimal. We'll throw our expertise and all of our 25 years of understanding into every classroom we produce to help you and your students get maximum output of your classroom. Thank you very much, Sarah. I appreciate you giving me this time to give an overview of MityBilt, who we are, and our approach to the 21st century classroom or studio of today. And I appreciate the time of everyone listening in, and it's great to be working with the OPSRC. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Carl, so much. I'm just so excited to be working with you all. I've seen firsthand in schools what your products look like, and now that the one school that in particular I'm thinking of, now that they have kind of adjusted to the newness of a different looking classroom, it's incredible to see how students are interacting and how they're learning and how teachers are teaching differently. And for those of you member schools out there who are interested in seeing physically this furniture, we have a bunch of MityBilt furniture in our office now, out in the front area, and then also in our large training room. And so you can come by in our Oklahoma City offices, come by and see what it looks like, and maneuver and manipulate it to all sorts of different settings. And that's the thing that I find so incredible, is that just with one set of furniture, there are so many different classroom designs that you can create out of it. So it's not like you are having to purchase a huge amount of brand new furniture. You don't have to, like you said, piecemeal it and as you can afford it. But even with just one set, it's amazing how that can transform a classroom. And
Yes.
I would say, having worked with you guys on getting the furniture for our office, you guys have been amazing and so patient with all the different renderings that we kept coming back to ask you about. So I know we have truly appreciated just the customer service and the support that you've given us in this whole process of getting you guys into Oklahoma and the furniture out in schools. So we're really excited to see more schools using this stuff. I have a question. You know, often it's teachers tend to freak out when new things are implemented in their schools. How long do you see it typically takes for teachers to get comfortable with this new setting?
That's an excellent question, Sarah. Now, obviously, when we're talking of a new build as opposed to a renovation, there's a lot of differences there, because with a new build school, they're obviously wanting to gear up for the future. So they are going essentially all out with their classroom studios. They've got open plan. So then again, it's different as opposed to a renovation where a teacher is implementing a new package of furniture just to help them get an understanding or a feeling. Now, typically, we see this is something that if we're talking of a whole new classroom setup with a whole new package, obviously depending on the curriculum and how they work, but it's taking about 2 to 3 weeks for the teacher to get fully comfortable with how the classroom is working. Now, to increase the buy-in and the adaptability within the class, what a lot of teachers are doing and what we would really recommend is having the students help and participate in the changeover in the classroom between learning style to learning style. Obviously, two things it's doing there. One is it's saving a teacher or a custodian from doing the work, because that's not necessarily always possible. Secondly, when the students are part of the change, they're part of the process, the buy-in is a lot higher and they make an understanding and a connection much faster. But just within a few weeks for a classroom package, there's definite results, and that is when the teachers are comfortable with how everything's going, there's a routine established, and the students understand that between period 1, period 2, they go to change X and they reconfigure the classroom, which a reconfiguration, we don't want it to take any more than 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes. So that is what we create into our designs, is that small changeover time as well. So hope that answers the question for you, Sarah.
And I've noticed even in our training lab here at the offices, when we are moving around the furniture, depending on what kind of meeting we're going to have or training, it doesn't take a lot of time to reconfigure the setup. It's pretty impressive how quickly you can maneuver everything and get everything in its place. So you're not wasting a lot of time, which is so precious in our classrooms. So yeah, that's another thing that's absolutely factual, is it does not take a lot of time to move things around. Is there anything else that you want to convey before we end?
I guess ultimately what I'd like to convey is I know this is a huge transition for a lot of people, a lot of administrators, a lot of teachers, but that we can really simplify the process by taking an individual look at your one classroom, if that's all that you're interested or all that you're wanting to move forward with or to start with. And we will take a very tailored approach to every single classroom, because it's not a cookie cutter project.
Right.
Every learning style is unique. Every classroom is unique. All we need essentially is let's say the overall dimensions of the room, the number of students, and what you're trying to perform in that classroom. And we will come back to you with a set of recommendations and how we would essentially lay it out, given the space, given the number of students, and we will take it from there. So we like to present that along with the 3D visuals to help get an understanding, and for you to be able to, let's say, more intelligently throw questions at us and make changes, all with us being on the same page, connecting through visualizations. It makes it very easy, and it breaks a lot of unknowns and barriers down just by having a 3D visual.
Absolutely.
So yeah, just bring us one simple package, one simple classroom as a start, as a prototype, and yeah, we'll give it all our experience, and we'll bring it back to you based strictly on your individual needs.
Perfect. Okay, well, again, if you're interested in seeing this furniture live and in person, swing by our Oklahoma City offices, and we're happy to show you around, to show you how easy it is to manipulate and move around. If you are interested in talking further with our Oklahoma City or our Oklahoma rep, I can get you in touch with Jeff Chrisman. Just email me. My email address is sarah.julian@opsrc.net. You can find me on our website, opsrc.net, and I will put you in touch with Jeff and get the ball rolling. But thank you so much, Carl, for taking time today to talk with us about this furniture. Like I've said many times, really excited about it and see the potential that it has to really transform classrooms and learning for our students. I appreciate you, and we'll just be in touch soon.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you for the time.
Thank you.